are live. Hey guys, welcome back to Covenant Canon. As the title of the stream implies, this will be a breakdown video of, well, more of a breakdown live stream of my experience playing the Halo Combat Evolved demo at Halo Worlds. For those who don't know, I recently flew out to Seattle, I think, a week ago? Yeah, more than a week ago. And actually a week from today, I played the Halo Campaign Evolve demo when it was showcased in the Seattle Convention Center. It was a great time. I had honestly, let me actually, before I even go through all that, let me just break down everything that happened with World with me. I buddied up with a few roommates. One of them is a longtime Covenant Canon veteran named Krampus. I had a great time with them. They were all fantastic people. I went to a bit of a Halo drinking party with a lot of people. It was a great time. Had a great time doing like ping pong, just chatting up with a few friends and meeting up with local icons like Hidden Xperia, Installation 00, Fletch, Pixel Flare, and a whole bunch of Halo veterans. And on Friday, a week ago, I was in line actually for the big booth with the whole Forerunner structure a little bit. It had the Eld symbol on it. We had no idea what it was at the time until we saw people lining up, and I had a suspicion that it was going to be a playtest of some kind for the next Halo game. And while in line, I was there when the screen showed up with the Campaign Evolved being displayed, and I was like, what? I remember that, and I was absolutely shocked. And seeing a flood of people crowding behind us, and it was just breathtaking. I think each playthrough, I think a total of like 25, 30 people were able to play it at once. And while there, it took I think half an hour at least for people to play, and then they had to be escorted out, and more people were let in. But suffice to say, I was in there for, I think, a good 2 hours or so, until I finally got able to play it, and honestly, it was a great time. I honestly had a blast playing it. I had a lot to say, which is why I wanted to make this little live stream. I was originally going to make it a breakdown video, but I think right now, ever since I came back from Worlds, I've developed, I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. Ooh, sorry. But I kind of developed a little bit of a cold during that. Not too bad. But I still feel a little under the weather. And I thought just making a breakdown video, or making a live stream would just save me the hassle and get to interact with you guys. As I didn't really make a, I don't know if you guys know, but I do monthly Q&A live streams, but recently I've been really swamped with the whole Worlds thing and live situation going on. So I decided just to make this live stream just to make it easier on myself. And besides, I want to devote my time to my other channel. If you guys don't know, I made a Game of Thrones style YouTube channel earlier this year called The Channel of Ice and Fire. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically an animated, oversimplified version of Game of Thrones, and yeah, I'm doing very well on that, and I would like to continue on that. But suffice to say, let's roll back. So I will be breaking down everything that I saw from Worlds to here. And with that note, I will. Let me just get the display here. I already downloaded the Silent Cartographer 13-minute gameplay demo. This is actually the gameplay demo that I was able to play at Worlds. Actually, let me this down a bit just so it doesn't get too... Actually... Okay. Let me know if the volume is too loud for you guys, and I'll just dim it down a bit. I don't know if it'll do anything with copyright. It shouldn't, but just in case, let me know if anything goes wrong. But let me just break down. Let me just say right here, I love the new style of the cutscenes and all that. It really gives off Blur styled, and I honestly just love it. Honestly, from my initial thoughts of playing through the gameplay, I noticed a few things throughout the game. The gameplay... Oh, actually, hang on, let me just grab that. There we go. So, my initial thoughts when I played this game, the gameplay itself, it feels a lot like... I don't know how else to describe it. It's kind of like a blend between Infinite's, Halo Reach's, and Halo CE's gameplay. I don't know if that's the best to go on. The enemies definitely play like Halo Reach. They definitely feel very, very, very similar to how the Covenant enemies were in Halo Reach. Also, for those who are curious, I paid close attention to the audio for the enemies in this game. Most of them retain the classic voiceovers for the grunts, the jackals. They remain the same. The jackals, I think they are more of Halo 3 voices, like the same I don't know how it's called, the chirping, not the weird English speaking that they said in that they speak in Halo 5 and Halo Infinite. But the one thing I noticed is the only change in audio is the elites. They're not and for those wondering, the elites don't have the same Halo 5 and Halo Infinite voices that some might say are brute sounding, which I don't believe myself. But here, it seems the elites have a brand new voice actor. I don't know who the actor is, but it's definitely new. It's not the like, you know, that kind of voice over. But yeah, like most of the audio here for the enemies, for the Covenant enemies, are pretty much the same from the games. It's just the elites that are different, which understandably. And I've seen a fair amount of people commenting that this kind of breaks lore because, as I understand, I think it's in Halo. I think it's either Halo the Flood that Cortana was able to break down the Covenant language into English. That way, everyone in the game can hear them speak English. Which I don't know. In a way, I do understand where that mindset is going, but at the same time, in CE, we hear grunts speaking English long before we heard elite speaking English. So I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much as it bothers like some people. Like I know some of my roommates at Worlds kind of commented on that, and I think Hidden Xperia noted that too for my conversation with him at there, but again, it doesn't really bother me that much. But actually, let me get the comments up before I there we go. There we go, just so I can get there we go. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but he said, but the elite there said war. Oh, it's so refreshing to hear the elites again. If you guys didn't hear it, the Jen Taylor and like pretty much they brought back all the original voice actors from the OG CE game in this new one, and they basically redid all their new lines, and I think they're doing new lines as well in the game. For those of you who don't know, they're also making a campaign, a prequel campaign mission based on Chief and Johnson. Actually, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get that. Hang on. Let me see if I can get that breakdown video. Oh, the round table. I think this is where it is. The round table reveal. Let me see if I can find it. Because I know it shared some gameplay, some storyboards with Chief and Johnson. Because the new. Okay. So thank you, Steve. I'll just say Steve. The Jackals are using the exact same voiceovers from Halo Reach. I knew they sounded familiar. Here it is. So, as you can see here, they're doing 3 new campaign missions with based on Johnson and Chief. And if you could see here, Chief's armor looks very different. And many of us, myself included, have suspected that these 3 new prequel missions will take place during the events of Silent Storm. For those who don't know, Silent Storm is a novel written by Troy Denning. It's based on the Master Chief's, I think it's like the first couple of years during the Human Covenant War, and during that book, Chief and Johnson, I believe, interacted for the first time in that book. So what we're seeing here in this new storyboard here, this could be, we could very well see a recreation of Silent Storm. Ooh, sorry. We could very well be seeing one of the Silent Storm chapters being actually molded into a campaign mission, which, if that's the case, I'm very much excited. And the armor here for Chief, I think the armor that he's wearing in Silent Storm is called Cobalt armor. I think, but according to Steve here in the live chat, it says Mark IV. So yeah, Mark IV is the Mark IV was the OG style armor for the Spartans. Okay. Oh, hey researcher, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, they did say the prequel missions will be a new story, but that doesn't say. I don't know if that means like new story as in new as in we haven't seen before in the lore itself, or is just new as in a brand new story as in like something we've never seen in the games. I don't know. You could very well be right. This could be just a standalone like new thing. Maybe it's like somewhere early on in the war, like probably during some of their first missions together, probably after Silent Storm. You could very well be right, but based on the armor here, I would have to say it's. I'm going to make my assumption that it's probably going to be set during the events of Silent Storm. Maybe during the events of what was their first mission together? I don't think it was. I don't think it was during the mission on Gal's Moon, where Chief and Blue Team had to infiltrate a Covenant ship. Oh, my memory's kind of a little fuzzy right now. As you guys can probably hear, I'm not feeling too hot right now, so I have a stuffy nose right now. So, yeah, I think it could very well be my assumption that this is like some chapter from Silent Storm being remastered. But again, it could very well be a brand new mission that has never been seen before in the lore. But I regardless of what it is, I'm excited, and I'm very, very glad to see more early Covenant War era stuff being explored in the Halo game. But yeah, actually, let me just with that, let me just close out here and get back to the mission here. Let me just get this out right here. Alright. So, what was it? So, for those of you who are curious and are really questioning the whole map of, like, the whole layout of the HUD here, rest assured, I was able to adjust the settings, and you can, in fact, switch the whole radar, as you can see on the top right. You can switch it back to classic, the classic style. You can switch it to bottom left, as typically seen in Halo games. I've been seeing people complaining about that. Rest assured, you can adjust the HUD. And I've heard a lot of people complain about sprints. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, while playing through this, I barely remembered sprints. I forgot sprint was even a thing while playing this demo. So, I don't know if... Myself, it didn't really affect my impression of the game itself. I only used it, like... I think it was after I was defeating the two hunters, like, later on in this demo. But, yeah, I think there's also a setting... People have also told me that you can disable sprint in this game. I was trying to figure out that way, but I couldn't... I was trying to do that during my playthrough, but I wasn't able... I couldn't find out how to do that. I'm sure there is a way, but... Yeah. Yeah, I think we should... Now I think we should address the elephant in the room, and... yes, there is a lot of inspiration from Halo Infinite into the Covenant enemies. On one hand, I don't really mind it that much, particularly for the Saint Healy. I've always imagined the Saint Healy in the Banished have, I do think the Banished kind of acquired much armor in Infinite from, like, Covenant era sets. That probably would explain why we see a lot of elites wearing Covenant-esque armor. But at the same time, I'm kind of wishing that the Covenant enemies kind of had the same treatment as the Hunters were in the games and all that. Let me see if I can sprint ahead. Here we are. Now, I don't know if you can tell here, but the Hunters, they have a blend of Infinite, but they also have these shields from classic Halo, CE era. And honestly, I love how they did this. It was a great blend, and I kind of wish that they implement that with the other Covenant enemies, like, say for example, you gave the Warlords kind of more of a, the mercenary armor, but kind of had them have the same helmet as they have in the game. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but the gist of it is I hope that they, down the road, that in their development, I hope they blend in the Infinite armor with other era armors. Like, say for example, they have the Infinite Grunts having reach style armor. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. But, and instead of like the usual Imperial armor that we see with the, or Assault armor, for some of the Grunt Majors, like you would have the Halo reach style Major armor. Like what we saw in Combat Evolve Anniversary. I don't know. I just hope down the line we see more adjustments to the armor. I don't know. But something also I wanted to note. In this demo, when you fight the stealth elites, hang on, let me just right here. Here, while you fight the stealth elites, they're not wearing black armor. They're not wearing nor the any Spec Ops era armor. They're just minors. Yeah, I don't know if you can see here. Right now, the Spec Ops are just minors. They're just minors in active camouflage. So that's kind of interesting to me because, well, not really, because this is a pre-alpha beta. Well, not beta, more of a demo, but yeah. Oh, also something I wanted to mention. Here. You see here that the Zealots in this game have the Warlord armor that we see in Halo Infinite. I mentioned this before on Twitter, but I don't think that they are, in fact, Zealots. I think Halo Studios might retcon them as, like, generals or field masters, because in CE, Zealots weren't really a thing in the game, weren't really a thing in the old school CE. I think they were only mentioned in Halo 2. But I have a feeling that down the road, Alex Haruspis, the man who's in charge of Nakai Vodar and the Waypoint Chronicles, he might actually retcon these guys as field masters, not zealots. I mean, it's kind of interesting that they. I don't know how they're gonna treat these guys, but I have a feeling. That we might get a name drop for this particular quote-unquote zealot guy here. We might actually get some lore on him, like we did with the shipmaster of the Truth and Reconciliation a few years ago. But yeah, back to what I was saying earlier, from my initial gameplay of it, I really had a great time playing this demo. Honestly, for a pre-alpha build, this played surprisingly well, honestly. I had a great time of it. I didn't really find any mechanical problems with the game. I saw a bit of stuttering from cutscenes and stuff like that, but that's honestly understandable for a demo of this early on in development. I'm sure they're gonna fix anything, fix some glitches and all that. But as you can see, the plasma rifle is back, and it felt really good playing this thing again. Much of the sound department for the weapons remains pretty much the same as in previous games. I think the only exceptions were the assault rifle, the plasma rifle, and the needler. And I think my real major complaint with the needler is that the sound of it has the same firing mechanism as Halo Infinite. It had the same sound design for the weapon firing. And that's something I kind of wish that they kind of revisit. I hope they kind of make it sound more like Halo Reach or Halo 3 style needlers. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but instead of like the kind of mechanized firing response to it, I don't know. It kind of sounds I don't know. I was never really a fan of how the needlers fires in Infinite. But yeah. Also, something I hope that they improve on is the needles on the needler. It kind of looks too like bland. I would say that they have they don't really have a glow effect. But I'm reasoning this is more of a pre-alpha thing rather than a full-on development thing. Hang on, Okay, let me just... Where was I processing? Also... Let me just scroll back here. The crates. The Covenant crates here? I'm not a human... I mean, they don't look terrible, but at the same time, I kind of wish they kind of brought back the Reach-style crates that we saw in Halo Infinite, I think, or not Halo Infinite. Halo Reach, Halo CE Anniversary, I don't know. They don't look terrible, I just wish that they... They're not bad, they're not great. If that makes sense. Yeah, they're too pink. Oh no, he's talking about the needlers, isn't he? Yeah, the needlers look too pink. They're not glowy pink. But... Oh, one thing I am supremely grateful for, they actually gave us Fullhammer's appearance. It looks absolutely fantastic. Hold on, let me just... Oh, no, hang on. Where are you? Where are you, Fullhammer? There you are. Oh, come on. There we go. Hang on. Hang on. There she is! There's Fullhammer. She looks fantastic. I love that they gave her the classic visor, or helmet, or rather. But honestly, I think actually looking closer, the outfit she's wearing here, it kind of looks similar to Fernando Esparza's gear from Halo Infinite. I think, yeah. Actually, I think it is. Yeah, she has the same vest and all that. That's interesting. Oh, also, something I wanted to comment on. Where are the Phantoms? No, not the Phantoms. I'm gonna... here we are. The spirits. Oh, wait, hold on. Where are the bay doors? Yeah, the bay doors here, they look... For the new spirits, they don't look like the spirits we see in Halo Reach and Halo CEA. They look more like the Phantom, the spirits we see in Halo Wars. I forget the actual pattern name or the type model for those spirits, but they look kind of similar to that. But if you can see here, the doors here, the bay doors, they open kind of like the Halo 5 Phantoms do. That's very weird. I'm betting you they're going to make this a new spirit design. Maybe this is something. Maybe it's like a newish design for the spirit. I'm not entirely sure because that's really weird. That's the first time I'm noticing that. Oh, I didn't even notice that during my playthrough. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, I guess I'm also being flabbergasted. I don't know. Oh, spirits are cooler than phantoms? That's a fight there, my friend. Who said that? Oh, American Alligator. Oh, spirit dropships are better than phantoms. That's a take. That's a take on that. But yeah, like from my close examinations of the Covenant enemies, I actually spent a deal of time during my playthrough to look at the Covenant enemies. Yeah, they're all imports from Halo Infinite. Which, like, again, I hope that they I hope Halo Studios takes time to edit the enemies to make them less look like Infinite enemies and more like, I don't know, something of a blend. like we saw with the Hunters. Actually, I had a bit of a conversation on that with Fletch from Halo Studios. He actually commented on that, seeing as throughout the Halo games, character enemies haven't been really consistent from CE to Halo 2, Halo 3, Reach, and all that, which I get. And he points out that this is kind of adds some continuity to the Halo games, which honestly I respect, but at the same time I wish that they kind of made them more unique, their own thing, if that makes sense. And I've also seen people comment on the Marines that, like, again, that they are imports from Halo Infinite, and they don't have the green visor things on the side of their helmets. And I mean, I understand that it made them very iconic, but to me, it doesn't really affect my judgment on their character design. But at the same time, I wish that they import something of a mixture of Infinite along with stuff from the other games, if that makes sense. Like Halo 2 Anniversary or Reach or Halo 3. Just something to make them kind of stand out on their own, if that makes sense. And I think my final thing I wanted to address was the Forerunner architecture and lighting. Honestly, I don't really mind that they look more like Halo Infinite design. In Halo Combat Evolve Anniversary, the Forerunner structures were too... How should I say this? They were too glowy. They were too blue glowish that kind of dims down the ominous, dark atmosphere that the Forerunner structures had in Halo Combat Evolve. I don't know. It's kind of at the same time I do think that there should be a bit of a glow, but I do like how they have it here, but I don't know. Halo Infinite kind of nailed down the Forerunner architecture and glow, in my opinion. I hope that they kind of implement some of that in the final mold of Combat Evolve Anniversary, or Campaign Evolve, sorry. But at the same time, I honestly don't mind how they've done the Forerunner architecture. Halo 2 Anniversary kind of nailed down the stony structure of Delta Halo's architecture, but I don't know. I've always been a sucker for the whole metallic, futuristic vibe that the Forerunner architectures did in Halo 4 and 5 and Infinite, if that makes sense. But, oh, also, something I really love, that they modified the Warthog. I don't know if you guys saw. Hang on, let me scroll back a bit. Oh, nope. Let me just... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Let me just show you the Warthog. If you guys can see here, they finally restored the side panels on the gunner's seat. For a long time since Halo 4, they've had the square panels instead of the side kind of 45-degree panels. And honestly, I really love that they brought back the Halo Reach style panels for the Warthog turrets. I never was a fan of the simple square shields on the turrets. I don't know. But I do love how they redesigned the Warthog. Kind of making it less bulky than Halo 4 and 5 and Halo 2 Anniversary. this kind of feels like a perfect blend of their style Warthog and the classic Halo Reach style Warthog, if that makes sense. But what else do I have to say? Yeah, honestly, my initial playthrough of the game was honestly really, really, really good. I had no real complaints about the gameplay or the mechanics of how the gameplay was operated. Thank you, Dave Strider. I appreciate that, man. It takes a lot of effort to make these videos, but I'm really glad that you guys all loved it. And also, I was able to promote Covenant Canon at Worlds, actually, at the community corner, thanks to our friends at Jumpscape. They helped organize the whole event. They were all so friendly. They helped us out a lot with organizing everything. For those who don't know or saw my social media, I was able to present some rewards. A St. Healy statue inspired from the Halo TV show, and a miniature St. Healy curve blade. I was able to hand that out to people who answered lore questions, both in-depth and kind of basic tier. But yeah, a lot of people got. I pretty much cleaned out all the curved blades and swords, and I still have some stickers from the event. And yeah, it was honestly a fun time just chatting, sharing my channel to people, and yeah, I was able to show off the entire history of the Covenant video on a big TV screen behind me, and yeah, it was such a great time to chat with people. I was able to had a great conversation with people, and my fellow content creators like 00. Actually, I shared a table with 00 as he was promoting his own channel too, and yeah, it was a good time, and I had a fantastic chat with people and all that. And one person, I forget his name, he actually handed me a little titanium plaque with my channel logo, with Covenant Canon's channel logo, like laser marked on the titanium block, and that was honestly one of my favorite things I've gotten at that event. I'll probably show it off at some point this weekend, and yeah, it was just a great time. I had a fantastic time at Worlds, and yeah, it was honestly a great time, and I fully intend to make it back to Seattle next year for the Halo Fest. If you guys don't know or saw the news, they're doing a Halo event again in Seattle. I think December 11th to the 13th next year. But this time it's not going to be a esports thing. It's going to be a full Halo convention. They're going to be also doing something of a concert of sorts with like the original Halo ensemble, like hopefully we get like people like Marty and other people showing up for that. It would honestly be so fun. Corrupt Eugene. Yeah, it does look a bit blocky, but take in mind, this is also a pre-alpha demo, so this will definitely be this will definitely be cleaned up moving forward. It's again, this is probably like a very early build, so take everything you see here with a little bit of a grain of salt, because I'm sure they're going to be cleaning things up down the road. And for those who don't know, this will be coming out next year. I would imagine it's probably going to come out a year from now, because either in October or November, because that's a usual date for Halo games. One thing. Hang on. Here's another thing I kind of have a complaint about: the rocket launcher. See this little handle here? I'm not a huge fan of that. It looks a bit. It looks weird to me. I don't know if I've seen this before in other Halo games. I think the only time we really seen a handle like this in a Halo game was, I think, the new model rocket from Halo 5. But yeah. Oh, Steve. Yes, the Halo Fest will be on the 12th and the 13th, while the concert is on the 11th. Yeah, you're right. I was close to my dates. It's just the precise of what event it is. It's kind of, I was a little off. But thank you there, Steve. I appreciate that. Okay, let me just pause. Just do this. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how they did the handle for the rocket launcher there, but that is just more of a minor pet peeve on my part. And also, I've noticed people talking about the Jackal shields. Again, take in mind, this is a pre-alpha. I'm sure they're going to clean up the shields and all that, as well as the energy swords. I think they're going to be looking more like how we saw them in the demonstration from last year's World. Remember when we saw the testing of the Unreal Engine with CE Chief and the elites there? I think they're going to be more, the swords and the energy shielding will look more like that. But, what else do I have to say? I think, honestly, the soundtrack sounds incredible. Again, I love the cutscenes. They definitely scream Blur / Halo Infinite style cutscenes, and I honestly love them. And if you could, I don't know if you guys could hear this, but the assault cannon for the hunters is exactly like how we heard them in Halo 3, and I honestly love the sound choice there. But, yeah, I think that's all I have to share at the moment. Yeah, look at this cutscene. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I honestly love how this looks. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. If you guys have any comments or questions you have for me, either from my time at Worlds or the demo, please let me know now. Yeah, this was a relatively short stream. I just wanted to make like I said in the beginning, I wanted to make a breakdown video, but as you could probably hear from my voice, I'm not doing the hottest at the moment. And a live stream would kind of save me the hassle of the editing, voiceovers, and all that stuff. It was just too much of a hassle on my part. And I'm still kind of recovering from my great time at Worlds, bar from flying to and from Seattle. But yeah. With that, I think that will close things out. Thank you guys for attending this little live stream of mine. I will try to make more videos down the road before the year is out. No guarantees though, so just keep an eye out. I will try and be as active as I can with with Halo content while also working on my other channel, a channel of Ice and Fire. So yeah, I will try and balance that out if I can. But yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend, and until next time, this has been Covenant Canon.